So today what we're going to do is we are going to talk about constructing major scales. And to begin with, let's just review our musical alphabet. That simply goes A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, and so on. Just keeps repeating over and over again. And these are also called our natural notes because they don't contain any sharps or flats. There's no sharps or flats in here anywhere. So now we want to take a look at what exactly a major scale formula is. So to begin with, you should already know what a whole step and a half step is at this point. So what we're going to do is we're going to combine these together to form our major scale formula. And our major scale formula goes whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. 2 whole steps, a half step, then 3 whole steps and a half step. So if you take a look at the C major scale, you have C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. You look underneath, C to D, you have a whole step. D to E, we have a whole step. E to F, we know is a half step. F to G is a whole step. G to A is a whole step. A to B is a whole step. And B to C is a half step. So that is our major scale. And again, that's because we don't have any sharps or flats within this particular key. So our major scale formula just sits right in there really nicely. So now let's take a look at our D major scale. This is a little bit different. Let's see what happens here. So we got D to E is a whole step. We're good. E to F, that's supposed to be a whole step. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's a half step. So that means we need to adjust this. We need to make that F an actually an F sharp. So we got D to E is a whole step. E to F sharp is now a whole step. Then F sharp to G gives us our half step. Then G to A is a whole step. A to B is a whole step. Then B to C would be a half step, but that's not going to work because we need a whole step. So we had to make C, C sharp. So B to C sharp is now our last whole step. And then C sharp to D is a half step. So we had to sharpen the F and the C. So the key of D goes D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, and D. So let's go ahead and try another one. Let's try E major now. Here's our E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. We put in our major scale formula underneath. Let's see what happens. E to F. Oh, that's supposed to be a whole step, but E to F is a half step. So what does that mean? That means we now have to sharp the F. So F sharp to G would be a half step. That's not what we need. We need a whole step. So we need to make G sharp a whole step also. So E to F sharp is a whole step. F sharp to G sharp is a whole step. Now G sharp to A, that gives us our half step. Then A to B is a whole step. B to C would be a half step, but we need a whole step. So we need to make C into a C sharp. So B to C sharp is a whole step. C sharp to D would be a half step. So we need to make the D a sharp, D sharp. And finally, D sharp to E would be a half step. So we got E to F sharp is a whole step. F sharp to G sharp is a whole step. G sharp to A is our half step. A to B is a whole step. B to C sharp is a whole step. C sharp to D sharp is a whole step. And D sharp to E is a half step. So in the key of E, we have E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp, E. We have 4 sharps in there. So let's go ahead and try one more. How about the key of G? Again, write out your musical alphabet starting on G, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. We'll put in our major scale formula, whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. And we start down the road here. G to A, that's a whole step, we're good. A to B is a whole step, good. B to C is a half step, we're good there. C to D is a whole step, good. D to E is a whole step, good. E to F, that's a half step, but we need a whole step. So that means you have to turn F into F sharp. And then, of course, F sharp to G is our half step. So again, G to A is a whole step, A to B is a whole step, B to C is a half step, C to D is a whole step, D to E is a whole step, E to F sharp is a whole step, and finally F sharp to G is our half step. So the key of G goes G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. And there you go. So you can go ahead and pick some other keys to work out. Just pick a certain note and then go ahead and apply the musical alphabet starting from that note, and then apply the major scale formula underneath, and then adjust as needed. Now, there's a very important thing to keep in mind though. Our sharp keys, actually, we have A and B is good, but C. Remember we said C actually has no sharps or flats. So that really is not a sharp key. So what I mean by sharp key is a key that contains sharps within it. So what we really need is a C sharp. So that don't look for the key of C. You know that's no sharps or flats. We need to look for the key of C sharp. This one's actually easy. Every single note in C is a C sharp. So C sharp, D sharp, E sharp, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B sharp, C sharp. Every single note is sharp. And you're not going to see this very often at all. So there's that one. And D is good, E is good, and G is good. But F is actually a flat key. So we're going to talk about flat keys in another lesson. But for now, just know an F by itself, a natural note F, is actually a flat key. So that's not going to work if you put in the major scale formula and you're trying to apply sharps. It's not going to work. Once we get into the flat keys, you'll understand exactly why. But just know that we are going to look for F sharp. So if you get the F, you have to go and start with F sharp. So, and then move on and apply the F sharp. And then you can apply the rest of the regular musical alphabet. F sharp, G, A, B, C, D, E, and then F sharp again. And then go ahead and apply the major scale formula, and then go ahead and adjust everything as needed. So there you go. That's how you do your sharp keys. So grab a piece of paper, go ahead and write some of this stuff out. And yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, the next lesson we'll do is working through our flat keys, and these aren't really too hard. But yeah, work on this, get this concept down, and then we'll move to there next.